world. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Nermeen Sheikh. Welcome to our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world. We begin today's show in Michigan, where Republican Governor Rick Snyder has signed into law two highly controversial anti-union bills, officially making the historic union stronghold the 24th so-called right-to-work state in the country. The move was met by massive demonstrations. More than 12,000 protesters flooded the Capitol in Lansing, saying the bill is an organized attack against labor that will result in lower wages and diminished collective bargaining rights. State police with riot gear released pepper spray on the crowd and arrested at least 3 people. Meanwhile, Governor Snyder defended his decision to sign the legislation.
It was a big day in Michigan's history. I signed the legislation regarding right to work, or freedom to choose. And I think it's very important. It's about giving workers choice and the freedom to choose. It's being pro-worker, not anti-union. And it's going to bring a lot of jobs to Michigan, because if you look at Indiana, they've been very successful, bringing thousands of jobs, even since this last February. And that will happen right here in Michigan. But we need to keep moving forward.
Michigan Governor Rick Snyder speaking Tuesday. His comments directly contradict a statement he made at a hearing earlier this year.
Right to work is an issue that's a very divisive issue. People feel very strongly about it. So right to work is an issue that may have its time and place, but I don't believe it's appropriate in Michigan during 2012.
Despite Snyder's initial reluctance to back right-to-work legislation, Michigan state Republicans advanced the anti-union bills before Democrats gained 5 House seats in the new legislative session that begins next month. Gloria Keys, a member of the United Auto Workers, told the Associated Press why she decided to attend Tuesday's protest.
You will have people that will be working right alongside of you that will not have to pay union dues if you pay union dues, but will still be able to get all the benefits from being a union member.
Michigan lawmakers are using the lame duck session not only to steamroll anti-union legislation, but also to significantly restrict women's reproductive rights. Last Thursday, the state Senate passed 3 bills that would ban abortion coverage in many insurance plans, and another that would allow employers and medical professionals to refuse to cover or provide health treatment on moral grounds. Bob King, president of United Auto Workers, told reporters workers are standing united for both labor rights and women's rights. He said, quote, "We're worried about all workers in the state of Michigan. We're worried about the bills that they're trying to pass that impact women's reproductive rights. This is a very right-wing agenda," he said. "We'll stand up and fight for the rights of workers and women and minorities, the rights of everybody in our society," he said. For more, we're joined now by 3 guests in Michigan. We go to PBS studio WKAR in the state capital of Lansing, where we're joined by Katie Oppenheim, registered nurse, president of the University of Michigan Professional Nurse Council, local chapter of the Michigan Nurses Association. Andy Potter is with us, corrections officer, state vice president of the Michigan Corrections Organization, and the chair of SEIU's National Republican Member Advisory Committee. And in San Francisco, California, we're joined by journalist Lee Fang, reporting fellow with the Investigative Fund at the Nation Institute, covers money and politics, conservative movements, and lobbying. He recently wrote a piece, "Pro-Right-to-Work Groups in Michigan Outspend Union Counterparts." We welcome you all to Democracy Now! Katie Oppenheim, you were inside the Capitol. Talk about the mass protest yesterday, what happened inside and outside.
Thank you for having us on today. Inside the Capitol, we were there starting about 7:30 in the morning, and it was quite a great show of solidarity. There were people, the nurses there, people from all different unions, non-union members, people from the community of faith. And we were there to let the governor know in particular that even if he signs this bill, we're not going away. That's our building. There were 2,500 of us in there speaking up for what we know is right in the case of nurses, making sure that we can speak up for our patients. Outside, I was inside most of the day. Outside, though, we were being sent photographs. There were probably another 10,000 people from all different areas that I just spoke of. Some of them trying to get in. I will say they did let people in more easily yesterday than they did last week when they closed the Capitol down. So it was a powerful, albeit sad day.
Andy Potter, you were at the demonstrations as well. Can you comment on your response, first of all, to this right-to-work legislation, and give us a sense of the scene outside?
Well, I think outside there was thousands of people trying to voice their opinion on this matter, and I think when you have over 13,000 people that come out with hardly any given notice at all, and they show opposition to a law that nobody asked for and no one was pleading for, I think that makes a great statement in Michigan, and I don't believe this will be easily forgotten. I believe most Michigan people are going to continue this conversation for the next couple of years, I think.
Andy Potter, this is seen as a Democrat versus Republican battle, but you are the chair of SEIU's National Republican Member Advisory Committee. Why do you think the Republican Governor Snyder moved forward with this now, something he was not pushing, especially all through the period of Wisconsin and what happened with Scott Walker?
Well, you know, it's amazing how quickly he turned around, and for a long time he was continuously saying it was a divisive issue. And it wasn't right for Michigan. They did a lot of polling that showed that was accurate, that most Michigan people did not want this in their state. So to have him just turn around completely and fully support this, along with most of the Republican Party, is amazing and is disappointing, and most Michigan people should be outraged in the manner in which they handled it. And I think it has everything to do with money and a little to do with the Michigan people and freedom, as which they like to say.
Andy Potter and Katie Oppenheim, we're going to come back to this discussion, and we'll also talk about the money behind this move and the passage of these bills. Stay with us. Thanks so much for watching this report from Democracy Now!, your daily independent global news hour. We don't accept advertising or corporate funding, but rather rely on donations from viewers like you. Please make your contribution by visiting democracynow.org. We need your support today to keep bringing you this hard-hitting, in-depth reporting.